Hello YouTubers, welcome to my demonstration of the Yamaha DJX-IIB. It's a DJ version basically of the fantastic DJX keyboard synthesizer series. Alrighty, this one's secondhand, it's not in ideal condition, but it will give you a good idea of exactly what these fantastic units can do. First of all, to choose a pattern, anything from the 100 that you've got to choose from straight out of the box, hold down the pattern key and this becomes a selector. So anything from 0 through to 99. So let's say I just wanted to go to number 4 and hit any of your 5 pattern player buttons. Let's turn our master volume up a bit. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how you get a song started. You have 5 patterns there, press your A, B bank and you get another 5 to choose from. Okay, also you can change what this one does as well. So by holding down the scratch button here, you can choose from a massive variety, not only of sounds that you can scratch, but also a variety of other functions it can have, and I'll get onto that a little bit later. Let's say okay, so just with a bit of random work there, it just shows you what you can do straight out of the box. Let's go to some synthesizer arpeggios here. You get some good effects with this one. Okay, so it stops there as soon as the disc stops spinning, but I can hold it, and that will be synced with these. So as you can see, I'm playing around with the effects section there. Simply scroll through your effects by pressing this button. I'm going to move you in so you can see a little bit more clearly. Pressing through this button here, you can see the LED taking us through all the effects that you can choose from. So obviously I'm not giving you terribly well-defined examples of exactly what this thing can do there, because basically I haven't got my stuff together. But anyway, everyone's allowed to have a bad day. In the pattern section here, I'm going to hold down my pattern button again and choose another one at random. Okay, let's try a different one. Okay, and let's try another one. Random again. explore this one a little bit more as well. Let's go to the brakes. There's a few handy settings here where you can control the brakes between your pattern changes by just doing this. Another not so great example. I guess that first one I was showing you is more likely to be the kind of thing that you would use between patterns. Okay, let's try some jazz pads. And what else have we got? We can change pitch and beats per minute by going to setting number 72 here. So let's say we're starting pretty basic one. And slow us right down too, which can be a great live effect. So it's holding that. Okay, there we go. And what else have we got? The part mixer is interesting too. Setting number 73. So if I find a pattern that's nice and full of sound, like this one for example, by winding this back, I can pare it back to its most basic parts. As I turn the wheel, it adds clockwise. I'm adding more tracks to it. And as I go anti-clockwise, get it right back to its basic form. So I hope that's making sense there. It has a good diagram in the manual with all the tracks lined up one by one, and as you're turning anti-clockwise, it's subtracting more tracks. You can't choose which individual track you want to take away, but it's still a pretty nice effect. Again, works really well live if you just want to tone it down just for a few moments while you're adding something from another instrument or adding some voice or whatever. Be creative. That's one of the great things about the Yamaha DJX-IIB. It allows for a whole lot of creativity on top of the beats that you're already formatted with. So I guess basically you've got everything preset up here in your beats section, but you can warp it so much so that it virtually doesn't even resemble what you started with up here when you combine effects and everything that the scratch pad can do. Finally, on the back you've got MIDI controls and things like that too. I'm just going to switch off and show you what's on the back. Okay, so you got your audio in, out, and importantly MIDI in and out too. And those of you who know anything about MIDI know that that opens up a whole world of interesting tricks that you can do. Stereo speakers here. You know, obviously they're not massive studio monitors, but if you're just figuring out something at home in the studio, it's really, really handy. It's a great feature. You can also run on D-sized batteries, so if you're doing something really small with friends or whatever, and you just want portability, you've got that too. And how often do you see that in DJ equipment? Never. Master volume control here at the side. And obviously we had our pattern controllers in the middle with our two banks control, like I told you. Resonance and cutoff controls, which I didn't really show you before, but anyway, there you go. This little switch here, unfortunately broken on this unit, but it will slide you between the volume provided by whatever the scratch pad is playing and whatever is coming through the effects system. So you can sweep from side to side and create some more interesting effects there. Because like I said, the scratch pad can virtually be playing a whole ensemble of sounds on its own. Alright, over this side, closer look at the effects section. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 effects to choose from. All your favorites like slicer, delay, echo, wah, auto pan, ring modulator is always a favorite for me. I have a missing knob here, but basically you've got one parameter that you can control and another at the top there. Control and balance they call them, but basically just go nuts turning those two around with your fingers while you've got your effects switch on, and you'll get all sorts of craziness out of it. Pattern selection here is divided into all different kinds of categories. We have a demo as well. Demos are never that great, as we know from buying equipment, but it does give you a good insight into just what this machine can do. So, it's not exactly new. It's from Must have been about the year 2000, I suppose, when they released the DJX-IIB, maybe 98, 99. But anyway, it's an under-celebrated instrument. When put together with other things, other band members, all kinds of other instruments, whether guys are playing bass or guitar or keyboard synthesizers or whatever with this, it can make such a great contribution to the overall sound. So if you can get your hands on one of these or check one out, do it, because it's not really like anything else that's out there on the market even today, nearly 20 years on. Yamaha DJX-IIB, fantastic.